how would Siren Charms compare to your previous albums?
Musically, it's... I think every record that we do, since we don't write on the road, it's not that much of a continuous stream of music or way of writing. It's more like a sample of where we are right there and then.
Okay.
So and that obviously changes if it's 3 years between a record and a recording. Well, it's 3 years between the recordings. Then it's going to be different a little bit. But I always get my inspiration from the same, place as I always did.
Yeah.
Even when we started out. Well, when I joined in '95, I listened to the same records I did then. But it's not to get ideas from it. It's more that they put me in a really cool mood.
Yeah.
And a good place to be when I want to write something. So
I guess what would be some of your main influences as well, Bjorn?
You probably can't hear it, but Ronnie James has always been anything he's been on. He's my house god, basically. And anything he's been on, especially the Rainbow era and the early Dio era, that it's always been. It's so melodic, and yet it's very. It's I don't know how to explain it. It just puts me in the right spot, the right peace of mind.
You got any favourite bands at the moment?
I'm kind of conservative, so I got my 10 go-to records, but there are. I mean, the new Mastodon is fantastic. New Slipknot sounds really good. I don't know. I always loved Muse, one of those bands, but mostly I go back to Van Halen, Rainbow, Purple, Sabbath.
All the good stuff, the old school good stuff. And do you have a favourite?
I just recently bought the new Whitesnake Live.
Oh wow!
It's from '84 in Japan.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Really
If it had Vi on it again, it would be even better.
Well, they have it on vinyl. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean if they had Steve Vai back on there, pretty epic. Do you have a favourite track on Siren Charms at all?
It's really day by day or day to day difference. Some of the songs are, every now and then when we play, I'm like, oh, this feels really good today. And sometimes it's a slow song, sometimes it's a fast song, sometimes it's a heavy song. It doesn't really matter. It's like choosing between your kids. You don't really do that.
That's a good point. Very good point. You've been obviously playing some new tracks from the album. How many tracks have you been playing on this tour?
On this tour, let's see, about 4 maybe. Okay. On this run down here, I think we did 6 or 7 in Europe when we did the European tour.
Oh, wow.
But that was a longer set. So.
And we've also gone about the crowd response. The crowd responses obviously been received well. And
yeah, it's funny because in the first 2 songs, people are almost like checking us out, seeing if they like it or not. And when the 3rd or 4th song kicks in, you start seeing a little mosh pit, and then it just grows from there. It's been it's cool. It's cool to see that change in the audience. But I think the reaction when we're done, I think everybody's very happy, including us.
No, we love having you here, so we look forward to having you back again.
We hope to be back here more often than we have in the past, because it's been problems with the records have not been released here and stuff like that because there was no distribution.
Okay.
And that also means that we're away for long periods of time, and we'd like to be more steady here because we enjoy it so much.
Oh man, the beats sticking trenches, doesn't it? So with so much material to choose from, do you find it hard to come up with a balanced set?
Yeah, that's not getting easier. It's 11 records, 150 songs plus, and we got 70 minutes. Yeah, you did
it's
the
a
math.
huge career.
It's going to be a tough one.
I guess one for me being a guitar player, this is one I certainly would like to know. And what's your go-to guitar and your rig for international tours? Like your favourite piece of equipment you like to use?
Well, I just recently retired one of my the best guitar I ever played. I just retired it because it needs a second refretting, and I don't think it's fair to do it. Yeah. Because it's been with me, I don't know, 1,500 shows or more, and plus recordings on most of the records that we've done. So I just retired that one, but I managed to send it to Gibson and Epiphone for them to do the measurements of it. So they did a total I don't know what you call it. They did all the measurements, checked what wood is in there, all the gauges and everything. So they're making an Epiphone version of it for me. So I'm very, very happy with that.
Will we see that on shelves?
Yeah, I'm actually playing this tonight. It's this is the prototype of it. So, but it's beautiful and it plays really well. So it's good. It's kind of like my favorite guitar's son.
Yeah, definitely.
And I play through normally I play through a Marshall amp, which is unfortunately not a line amp. It's something that they came up with, and I had opportunity to go and check it out at Marshall and have some tweaks done to it. And then the designer quit, so they're now going to make a line amp out of it. So it's a prototype, and I probably have 6 or 7 of them. So I'm good with that. But for flying into Australia, I'm actually using the Kemper now. So we did some proper profiling of the Marshalls that I have, and it works pretty good. Yeah, you listen to it today and you see what
it's a pretty interesting device, that Kemper, isn't it? You know,
it is. There's a few things that could be improved, but the thing is, I met the Kemper guys and Mr. Kemper himself, and I pointed out some of these things, and he says, yeah, we're constantly working on this. You know, I did software updates every now and then, and they're very aware, and they really like the feedback they get from artists. I mean, Wolf from Accept is using it all the time. Yeah. I think, not sure about the Trivium guys, but there's a bunch of bands using it, and so they get a lot of good feedback, and they can constantly improve the product. And I think it's something that's very convenient when you do the long flights, when you can't really ship everything. So.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it's going to save
on heaps of costs and stuff like that.
Yeah, very versatile. I mean, it's something. It's a piece of equipment that's just blown me away being a guitar player. You know, I mean, everyone was using the Axe effects and all those sort of things.
Yeah, I could never handle that one. I could never
it's the
handle
same.
it because you need to be a fucking brainiac to figure it out. You have to build your amp from scratch, right? And I'm sure I went to school as an electrician, but I didn't work a single day. So I'm not supposed to know that. I'm a musician.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not supposed to build the amp. I'm supposed to use it. So I never got into it. And we had people over when we were in the studio, but not this time. 2 records ago. I said, well, it's super simple. You just do this, and I was like, bring my amp.
I'm the same. When me and technology, I'm from the Frogger generation, you know.
It's supposed to be very straightforward and simple. That's normally what I do. I have a wah connected and I have a 2 screamer. That's it. Normally.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I have a clean, and that's a separate amp because of the sound guy wants to have that separate, and a chorus and a delay on there.
Yeah.
So
keep it pretty basic sort of setup, and just keep
the less
it
things
real.
you have, the less things can fuck up.